Hey everyone, it's Stephanie. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is episode 2 of decorating a miniature fabric bowl. In yesterday's video, we put the fabric on this one, and it's really super cute. I really like how it turned out. Highly recommend watching that video. Is in the description area below. So today what we're going to do is we're going to add yarn. I might trim this up just a little bit, slightly. I have some edges, if you can see right there, I need to trim up. And then I thought, I was going to use yarn. I still am. And I thought, it'd be kind of cute to have some little lacy thing. But, I don't want to cover up my favorite parts of this like that. So I was either thinking something like this. It's like, this is from an old blouse. Isn't that beautiful? Or let's see, maybe this would be better because this has less fabric, or less like lacy bits. It's got a bit more of those holes in there. So I was just thinking maybe do something like that, and I'm not happy with that. I put that there kind of, I was thinking it would be cute, and then after a while I was like, it's not growing on me. So we might do some, I don't know if we're gonna do something with that. I could put some lace down here like that. That would be cute. Maybe kind of do something like this instead of draping it. Maybe do like a corner piece. There's like a little half of a flower there. So we're just gonna play with this. So this project, we're starting with beginner friendly, and I'm going to make tutorials to beginner friendly, and then just kind of intermediate, going advanced bowl making. And so this is a really fun project. I highly recommend it. I do have kits in my Etsy shop. The shop's in the description area below to make these. You get like a shells. These are miniature ones, and I have all different types of kits, and I'm still adding more. And they're super fun. You can even use paper. So I'm trying to find the. Aha. So this yarn, it's a totally different color, but the colorway of this is like hand dyed. And this yarn is super soft. I found the yarn it's this one right here. Let me get it out. Sometimes you get a yarn and it goes into a ball real easily, and then sometimes you get a dud, and I think that's what happened with this one. But I don't know if you can see it. It's super dark today. But the color, you could probably see some of the colorway of it. And it's like darker hues there, and then lighter. Reminds me a bit of the sea. So pretty. This would be a beautiful yarn to knit or crochet. And it's by Malabringo. I think that's how you say it. It's machine washable, cold water, gentle cycle, do not tumble dry flat. And it's made in Peru, and it's 100% superwash merino wool. And this one is approximately 210 yards. I've had this for a while, and I've been taking pieces of yarn from it and stuff like that. So, but I still have quite a bit, as you can see. It's just beautiful. I love this so much that I barely use it. Okay, so what you're gonna need, like what I provide in the kits. And if you're new to my channel, or if you haven't watched the previous video before this one, I highly recommend going back and watching that video first. So what we're gonna cut. So each kit is going to have some toothpicks because it's a good way to, as a guide and to, like, you know, so you keep your hands from getting so messy. And let's see, let's trim that there. There is a trick to, well, it's not really a trick, it's not groundbreaking or anything like that, but I don't start the yarn on the very tip of the top of the bowl. It's too cumbersome to do that. Unless it maybe is a thicker yarn, but other than that, I don't do that. So I'm just trying to, there's one that it kind of, let's see, I'm trying to find it. Ah, there we go. I was like, where did you go? So this one, because the fabric was so light, I didn't put a whole lot of fabric on this. It didn't harden up as, well, it did, it's pretty hard, but it's, yeah, I guess so, but I can still manipulate it and move it around a little bit, which is fine, because the more I add on this, the harder the box gets. And when I put glue all around here, that's going to really stiffen up the box like I did here. And when I put this yarn on too, that really helped with the glue and everything. Then this one. Next week we're going to be making these. We'll be doing stuff like that. And I've got some other ideas I want to do with this. So this is a fun, you can even make a whole bunch of these ephemera pieces to add to your bowls. Like do like a mass making, have a mass making ephemera day. Okay, I'm just gonna slightly, just trying to, okay, I think that's okay. I'm not gonna really cut into this this particular one, but as we as I have more tutorials and we do more advanced bowl and box making, we're gonna do some like sculpture like techniques. Okay, so what you're gonna do, let me just put this right here, and then I've got my toothpick handy. Let's just do this first. So you want to start when you have yarn this thin, and you know, we're gonna start like this. Just hold it here for a second. The easiest way, and I could cut that. See how that's like, I might cut that. You start in your glue here on the outside, very, very, very close. You're really touching the top of the bowl or the box. Let's just call it the vessel. Now, you don't have to do this. Like it, you could totally, it could be wonky. Ooh, that. Just kind of want to do a little bit more even shape right there. Yeah, it's better. There's some lower parts, but that's okay. Okay, let's get started on this. So we're going to like, and I just use the tip of this and see how I'm just on the edge, on the outside. And it's okay if you get a little glue down there. You can always wipe it off. So I get a little bit started. Don't need a lot, just a little bit. Okay. So what you're gonna do, now what you could do instead of going all the way, if you want to get this stable, this yarn stable, that also helps as well. And you can just hold it there for like a few seconds, and that's a good, this is good for the toothpick. So what I'll do is just press it We hold it for like 5 seconds or 10 seconds. That way, as you're yarning your bow, you're not losing the start of it, or it's not shifting, if you will. That's a good way to say it. Okay, I'm just gonna keep pressing. Okay. Now, and it's cool because once you get this going, I can tug on it a little bit, give it. So I did not do that right there. I can barely see this glue. It is so dark. We're supposed to have, we had really a lot of rain this morning and last night, and I think we're supposed to have rain the end of the week. For the remaining of the week, I mean. See, I'm just gonna, and I've got family coming into town. It's like, oh great, just great. It's like, maybe we'll be able to hang out on the back porch. Okay, so you're just gonna keep. Now you can do one or two things. You can keep going. Or, you know, you want to get this really strong, dried strong on here before you keep going, because then once you do that, you can go really fast with this. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep going. So you can like sit it down for a little bit, go do something, and come back. But we are just going to keep going. I was thinking about draping those little fabrics. Should I put glue there? Yeah. Sometimes I feel like it's so dark in here right now. I'm having a hard time seeing. I don't have I'm in the back of the house here, and we've got a large maple right outside the window. So you can get as close to the top as you'd like. So I'm just gonna go back, kind of shift it maybe a little bit. Not too worried about it because I'm going to be doing another row. And keep going. Yarn, I love using yarn for this project. Spread that glue a little bit over, and make sure you have a damp paper towel as well. I'm just gonna kind of there we go. All right. Now what you're going to do, once you get that around, you're just going to kind of press it with the toothpick a little bit. You can even use an embossing tool. I do that a lot. But I find that toothpicks are, because they're smaller, I just have an easier time with it. I mean, I do love using the embossing tool, but it just, I don't know, I just prefer a toothpick for something like this. Okay, so what we're gonna do, and keep your, don't cut the yarn when you're gonna do a second row, just keep it like this. I'm gonna put it in there. We're actually gonna put some glue in there in a minute. So I'm gonna start, just kind of let that set a little bit before we move any further in this. Let's see. Just kind of hold it there. It's actually not shifting, so that's good. So I can bring that up a little bit. Just gonna wipe some of the excess glue off there. Well, I didn't smear any glue. Too bad. That's good. Okay, so now we're going to start. So I'm just going to hold the bow like this because holding it like this, you're gonna, it gets a bit, okay, so now, I'm trying to do this so you can see. So we're gonna go on top, and it's okay if you get a little glue on the yarn below. It's perfectly fine. So let's get this started. We're not gonna go too far with the glue. This is where you just, you might want to really get this to dry pretty good before you, but it just really depends. But this yarn is cooperating very well, which is nice. Okay, so what I do, sometimes there might be a little space in between, so you just kind of work with it, you know, I'm pressing it down. Make sure too, if you want these to be, sometimes there'll be a little gap because I didn't put the glue, I like missed a little spot or something, so you have to be very, and then I have to go back, and when that happens, I just get my toothpick, put a little glue on it, and go kind of, what I do actually, yeah, on the very tip right there, you can go in with it and kind of do this, and then just press it together. That works just as well. And it helps to keep your tip of the glue clean, because then this glue dries, you're going to make a big clumpy mess if you don't keep the end of your tip of the glue clean, the bottle. So I'm just gonna, might be a little too much, but and it's okay if it gets a little tacky. When glue gets tacky, it's also easier to get it to cling, the yarn cling to the substrate a little bit. So yeah, now if a little too much glue, it does, you can just kind of wipe it like there. I see glue sticking out, but it dries, it dries. Or, and if you don't like it, if it's bothering you, just take your damp paper towel and then press it down. There, that worked. I mean, this is see there? Okay, just press it like that. And I can come back. There we go. Just moved it. Let me hold this first down for a second. It was curling that way. And now these bowls, as you can see, it's not completely squared. I'm sorry, box. This is the box. I just like that look. Artsy and wonky and perfectly imperfect. And it's okay. You don't need to wipe that off because we're going to add one more row. Okay, let's see. Make sure, you know, I do sometimes if I feel like, ooh, I need to get glue right there, I just kind of bring back it a little bit like that, so I can re-glue it. There we go. Ta-da. Very simple. I've noticed too, like I said before, keep it on your little ball of yarn or something. Make a little ball of yarn because it adds weight to it. So if you're just putting this on with just a piece of yarn, it kind of goes, it's hard for some reason. It's just easier to, I think it's the weight. It's easier to manage the yarn while you're decorating with it. It really truly is. Okay, so we're back to point A. So we have, that's the start of the first layer. Remember, I do it on the side, and then the second, and now we're at the third. So now we're going to go on the inside of the bowl slightly. So what I'm going to do is just pull it back just a little bit. Just make sure this is secured. Like so. Okay. Then, now this is the tricky part because the glue kind of does get a little clumpy. That's okay, you can just take your toothpick and kind of spread it out. So I'm gonna, let's see, did I get, yeah, right there. Just a little more. Like so. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring it around like there, and there's a little glue right there, so I'm just gonna press these two together a little bit, and that happens. I mean, there we go. This would also be a cool kids craft you can do with your kids. I used to, back in the early 2000s, my daughter, when she was very young, we made boxes and stuff. We would use like wood boxes, we would use shoe boxes, things like that to decorate. And then I started making these shells. But okay. This. Okay. Got a little bit of glue right there. Let's see, where are we? Okay, we're right there. I'm just gonna go back a little bit and make sure. As we progress with these boxes and bowls, we're going to be adding beads. That's going to be so much fun. I may add some seed beads to this on the next, like when we go a little further. Okay, I don't have any glue right there, and here I am just not paying attention. Thank it. So we're going to do a lot of decorating. Okay, I think that's, yep, that's point A. I'm just gonna go like this, right there. And did I get some glue? No, I think that was a fuzzy bit. No. No, that's glue. So just get your, I'm right-handed, y'all. Okay. And I can go back and fix that. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this on. Ta-da! See how good yarn clings to Aleene's glue, tacky glue. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And I really prefer this over the fabric glue for this project. Now, I love fabric glue. I use it all the time, but for something like this, I've tried it before. I mean, many of you probably have too. It drives me crazy because it's so unbelievably like tacky. It sticks immediately. It's hard to work with the yarn and to get it to the shape that you want, and then it ends up drying and you have to like take off the glitter glue. Would probably be another good glue substitute from Aleene's glue. Okay, now I normally don't cut this. I just put this down, like, you know, just put it down and come back like 20 minutes later or so, and I cut this yarn, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. Let me just oops, making sure, pat that down real good. I'm just doing it very lightly, but enough to try to get it. I didn't get this towel as moist as I should have. Okay, so that turned out. I'm gonna press that down a little bit, kind of see where we're at here. It's turned out cute. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this back a little bit, and I'm going to add a little glue right there, and then I'm hopefully cut. Well, I don't know if I need to do this, but I just feel like I do. I feel like I need to do this. Okay, so what you could do too, if you want to like decorate your bowl more while you're letting this dry, I just add it in there, let this dry a little bit while we're adding the lacy bit. Okay, there we go. That's so pretty. It's a little wonky, isn't it? It's like it's a wave, slight wave, not too bad. That's what I like doing, is wavy boxes and bowls. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see, I need to cut that a little bit. Let's see here. Get the scissors. Better. Okay. Oops. Kind of pressing down on the just a little bit. It's pretty good. It's laying flat. That's good. So it goes up a little bit right there. That's fine. Okay. So we're gonna, what side do I want to do? I think I'm gonna drape it, or maybe drape it on that side. Kind of like a corner. Maybe do this over here. Okay, let's see how I'm gonna do this. So I'm just gonna cut this. Let's see how. Like that. I'm going to try to bring the lace up here. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with this. I usually use a dry brush or a damp, just slightly damp, but I didn't snag one, so I'm taking this one out of the hope this works. Okay, so you just get Mod Podge. I'm just gonna put a little bit in here. This is just like a little butter thing. These are great to keep. Oops, I might have done too much. That's okay. I can use it on something else if I need to. And this is the matte. You can use gloss too. It's water-based, so it's good to work with for something like this. So I'm going to do this. Okay. So I'm just going to do a little bit. Start there. If I go over a little bit too much, that's okay. It will dry clear. Now you're probably thinking, why don't you just use Mod Podge? Yesterday I used Lean's glue, and trust me, it's so much better. It really helps with the stability of your bowl. It really helps harden it. Before, I would just use Mod Podge, like that's all I would use, and I got frustrated after a while with it because I felt like I had to keep on adding more and more fabric to harden the bowl. But I was like, you know, I'm gonna start using Lean's glue and try that out. Sure enough. Okay. So I went. What you can do, you could just wipe the excess stuff off. There we go. Now you can let this dry a little bit if you want, but we're not. There we go. I could just go like that, but I'm gonna go over a little bit. So make sure I get this to stay. There we go. I'm gonna wipe this off. Okay, we're almost done, y'all. I like using a dry brush much better. I'm just gonna go ahead because I don't know how much of the fabric, how wide it is per se, so I'm just gonna. Okay. That might be a little tricky. I might have to cut this a little bit. I could go like this. Bring it there. So I'm probably going to these scissors, I need to clean them. They're starting to get a little. Sometimes these little fabrics, it really depends on the fabric how well they work. Sometimes they are a little bit trickier. I'm not wanting to cooperate. There we go. It just needed a bit of glue, didn't it? Doesn't it? It needs a little bit more. Okay. Can't tell how it really looks right now because it's got a lot of glue on it, but once it dries, it's going to be really pretty, I think. I'm really adding a lot of glue here. I just want to make sure it does not. Now you're thinking, if this is still drying and if I have to, I'll show you what I'm going to do. It works every time. Okay. I think that's good. Yay! So we are done with this one. Until next time, if I decide to add more to it, like beads, or just gonna wipe off the excess glue. And I need to cut that. Oh, it came off. So what I'm gonna do, I should have just taken this off before I started that. I always do this. I'm just gonna cut it off now for now, and then go back and kind of, because this is really wet right now. There's a little bit hanging right there. I'm just going to let it do that until this is perfectly dry. So I hope you liked this project, and please give this a thumbs up and share this with your friends and fellow crafters. It's seriously a fun project. This is gonna look great because it's gonna look like it's like blending in with the base fabric a lot. Okay, so ta-da! But oh, that's sticking up. That little part right there is being stubborn, so I'm just gonna let it sit with a glump of glue right there. So what I do is, because now I have, this is wet. It's actually drying pretty good. And that's wet. So I'm just gonna grab, let's see. If you have a mason jars, any kind of jar, or your glue bottle or something like that, just do that, and I'll leave that there for a couple hours, like so, and let that dry. Yay! Okay, so like I said before, I hope you liked this video and got some ideas, and it inspired you to decorate your bowls this way. And next week we're gonna start on our boxes, and next week we're gonna start on bowls, and we're gonna do also I might do a video on mass making these and other types. I'm also gonna do we're gonna get into doing embroidery also. So I think what we'll do is, so I don't get ahead of myself, we'll start with the paper crafting, and then we're gonna go into embroidery, and it's not intimidating at all. It's so much fun. Okay, my best to you and yours, and I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.